I came here in about 2018. I was 16 years old, and I was looking for a film camp to go to. Through a series of really weird events that just kind of all coincided, I came across the Academy of Arts. And when I saw the webpage, I was a little kind of like, oh, because I was starting to getting the vibe that this was like a Christian organization. At that point in my life, religion wasn't something I cared about. And I mean, I remember coming in each year that I would go, I was kind of hoping that nobody would know that I wasn't a Christian, and I was trying to be really sly and slick with it. And it's funny because everybody knew. But what was interesting is it was the last 2 days of our second week that really just kind of struck me in a different way. And Zach Johnson came and he just randomly decided he wanted to give us this testimony. And he talked a lot about things that really resonated with me. And I remember sitting behind that computer just like crying, and I was trying, like, I didn't want anyone to see. It's just crazy how that was exactly what I needed to hear to set myself up for the next day. So it was our last day of film camp, and Ben said, okay, we're just gonna close in prayer for the last time. And so he says, before I go any further, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. And he stopped and he said, with no judgment, everyone's gonna have their eyes closed. He said, raise your hand if you're unsaved. Just if you don't know the Lord, raise your hand. And I remember sitting there and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna raise my hand. Like I just spent this whole week being super slick, you know, avoiding everything. But it was like this entire burning sensation in my body just told me, if you don't do this, you're gonna regret it. Like you're gonna regret it. I don't know why, but just I felt like this is the moment that could determine a lot of things. And so with like a really shaky hand, I raised my hand. The next day after being home, I had a lot of thinking to do. I had a friend who invited me to become more involved with some of the productions, and I knew I really liked the Academy, but it was that fear of change. And after I prayed and I asked the Lord to be a part of my life, it was weird because I didn't feel different, but I did, and I knew things weren't gonna be the same. And so that very next day I decided, okay, I'm gonna go audition for this production at the Academy, and this is it. And 2 days later I went and I auditioned, and I mean, that moment changed my life ever since. I've been involved in a bunch of productions here now. I'm a second year student now. Last year, I think it was a really impactful year on my life. It really changed my perspective on a lot of things. I'm a different person, I feel like, than what I was even from when I was 16. So I'm glad that I'll always have that piece to take with me, and I couldn't have had that if I hadn't come here, if I hadn't gone through the experience of being involved with the Academy.